board wipes. Whims. Send a standard time challenge to Whims. Great game. 6.0 version 5. Time to search. Whims. Chink. Add. Come on, Whims. I know. Client bug that takes forever to load your game. All right. Spore Lord. Isn't that interesting? Wish I had another spell in my hand. Well, I think I'm just going to have to let him clone stuff. Drop Dream Tree, level up the Static Shock, and play Frostmane? Dozer? Frostmane. Dozer. We'll go Frostmane. Battle. End turn. Well, that's a hand. Not a good hand. Two, three, four. Okay. This hand is probably going to be Rage of Codrus and Malice Hermit. Siphon. Wasn't that fun? Malice Hermit. 5, 6, 7. You'd get one clone off. I think I'm actually okay with that. I think I would rather just move the Frostmane, get my damage through. Battle. And drop the Scorchmane egg. Let him get a clone off. I'm fine with that. That may be a misplay. I don't know. It's going to take some thinking for me to decide one way or the other. Fungi, clone it. Death Current, kill my egg. Congratulations. We drop Drop Dream Tree here. And Windweaver here. Move this guy over. We battle. And we drop the Frostmane here. That may be a mistake. He gets to clone another fungi. I don't really care. Because I have a board wipe in hand. If I choose to use it. It's a big if. Nice! Very, very nice. We will Malice Hermit and Firestorm. Take way too much damage doing this play, but I don't see that I had a lot of options. That Epidemic was really strong for him. Holy smokes, that Epidemic was strong. Thought he might be playing Dream Tree. 5, 6, 7. We'll go ahead and kill that before you can clone it and get any kind of strange value out of it. Ooh, nice. Very nice. I drop Dream Tree, I click Battle, I drop Malice Hermit, I drop Scorchmane in front of the Spore Lord, and the Spore Lord dies. Hey, my Dream Tree leveled up. Spore Lord 2, that's a problem. I don't have a solution for. At least not yet. Wildwood Sower. Interesting. Drop the Dream Tree. Battle. Actually, put this, sorry, we go here. And here. Kill off the rank 2 rather than the rank 1. Oh, Death Current! Worst possible target you could have hit. Seriously, that was not a worse target that Death Current could have hit. The Frostbane Egg would have been better. Well, I don't know. Frostbane Egg was also pretty bad. I think that Dendrify was a mistake. The Malice Hermit was going to die anyways to poison. Okay. It doesn't give you the opportunity to clone it. Oh. Move him over. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. I should put those in there. Drop the Frostmane Dragon and the Dozer. No sense in Firestorming here when I have a substantial board advantage. And if he uses a card to grow the Tree Folk, to kill Dozer outright. That means he's not using a card to deal with my Frostmane Dragon, which is laying a Dragon Egg right before the rank up turn, or my Scorchmane Dragon, which is a freaking Scorchmane Dragon. And I win. That goes there. That moves over there. I don't have enough lanes. Oh well. That goes there. And I Rage of Cadres. I have a full board, and he is at 19 health. This game is officially over. Without even looking at the fact that I have a Scorchmane 3 and a Frostmane 3 in my next hand. Good game, Wims. Alright, that's one game done. Yes, I won. So what's next on the list, Wims? Am I challenging you or are you challenging me? Send a time challenge to Wims. Okay. Create game. Rage 6.0 version 5. Online friend. Timed. Wims. This, however, for anyone wanting to construct this deck at home, this is a very, very legendary heavy deck. Something like 2/3 of it, if I remember correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, just over half. That's not so bad. Only half of it's legendary. It's just a fun deck, and I enjoy playing it. Because when it works remarkably well. Let's see how many people I still have watching me. I've lost a lot. Welcome to Chubik and Chrono 2 and Dark Hands. And that's it. Everybody else I've already said hello to. Hope you're enjoying watching this constructed standard tournament on the Solforge ladder site. Alright, I get to start this one off. In the realm of I have no choices, we'll play a Borean Stormweaver. Because I have no choices. With Sower and a Depth Current. Okay. I'll play a Malice Hermit and a Stormweaver. Oh good, the Wildwood Sower is still going to be alive for me to throw the Dream Tree in front of it. I think I'll probably also level up the 2 dragons, unless there's just something that screams rage. Yeah, the Dream Tree still goes in front of that. I'll go ahead and get my damage through here. Like battle. Drop the Frost Mane and the Scorch Mane. In turn. Oh, interesting. Brimstone Tyrant here is 4 damage, if I remember correctly. So only one of them can be used to hit the Dream Tree. It will clear that fungi, though. Wow, I think that was a mistake. Unless you're going to Dendrify my Stormweaver. You just gave me an extra free play on my next turn. I drop Dream Tree. I ping it with Stormweaver. I drop Brimstone Tyrant on top of Scorch Mane. That gives me 2 plays with the Dream Tree instead of 1. We'll put that there, I guess. We drop Dream Tree. We ping Dream Tree. We drop Brimstone. We battle. I don't really want to drop the Brimstone on top of the Dream Tree here, just because that kills off both of my Frostmanes here. This Frostmane egg is going to hatch. I think I would rather drop Dozer in front of the Spore Lord. Oh, I've got another play. And then the Stormweaver on top of the Dream Tree. Forgot how many plays I get when I play Dream Tree in that fashion. Silly me. Fungi, I'm perfectly fine with that. Clone it, make it bigger. Dendrify. Again, make it bigger. Let's see here. What to do, what to do. I think I'm going to move you over, move you over, drop Dream Tree, ping Dream Tree, overwrite Dream Tree, battle, and Dendrify the Dozer. In turn. Oh, this one's a little bit more confusing. Probably going to just open lane Dream Tree and poison it with Malice Hermit and drop a... can't do that. Think. Yeah, I get a 12-12. You can go ahead and clear that fungi. Open lane Dream Tree. Open lane Borean Stormweaver. That's a if all goes according to plan, a free play next turn. If he dendrifies my Dream Tree, oh well. In fact, this looks like I play my entire hand this turn. This is the kind of hand that this deck plays for, is I just get to play all 5 cards. Now, how do I apply them to the board? That's the real question. But even if he kills my Dream Tree somehow, gosh, okay, I need to think this through. If I play Dream Tree and Firestorm, I get 2 free plays. Firestorm can be played off the Static Shock, so the Static Shock is free. So all I have to do is play Dream Tree and Static Shock, Dream Tree, Static Shock, then Firestorm, and I play my entire hand. Now the question is, how do I do this to be maximally effective? Six. Play that, play that. I get 2 free plays. Play that, play that. Man. Dendrify. So if could Dendrify first, then Firestorm. That gives me 1 play. If I Dendrify first, and then Static Shock, Firestorm, and Ping, Nova's dead. And I still have 1 play to drop the Stormweaver. If I don't drop this Dream Tree, is that really what I want to do? I think so. Because I don't want to give him free plays off the Dendrified tree. Dendrify, Static Shock, Firestorm, Ping, Stormweaver, and then I don't get to play the other Dream Tree. Could have played the Dream Tree first and would have gotten to play all 5 cards, but I wouldn't have been able to kill off the 7/7 nor the Spore Lord, so he would have been able to clone the 7/7. So I think that was the right way to play that. And that's an example of a turn where thinking through and looking at what the in-board states are is very important. Now, admittedly, I could have had a Dream Tree scene opposite the Spore Lord that would take damage on the next turn for a free play. So there is something to be said for that. But I also open the door for him to do some shenanigans that I don't want him to do. See, cloning the fungi isn't enough to kill the... Oh, wow. The Stormweaver. Well, I get to Firestorm for free, so I will do that. I will Scorchmane Dragon here. I'll clear that guy. I'll clear that guy. And I'll Stormweaver. Battle. End turn. And that should be game. I don't see how he comes back from that play. Death Current. Kill something. Too bad I didn't kill the Dream Tree. Nice. Oh, let's see here. Forge. We'll kill that. We'll drop Stormweaver and Frostmane Dragon. Push 20. He is now at 17 with a very bad board state. I have a Rage of Cadris in hand. That's going to be game. Good game, Wims. So I take down that round. Definitely have enjoyed this deck. I hope you all have as well. I want to see a lot of this deck showing up in the constructed queues now. If you go and watch my YouTube, you will find a video the first time I put this deck together, the version 6.0 or 6.0 version 1. I went a 4-0 constructed queue followed by an 0-4 constructed queue. And that's basically this deck. It is an incredibly swingy deck. Against the wrong deck, it just crumbles. Against everything else, you get incredibly dominating combo plays and just laugh, have a lot of fun. But the important thing is, this is not a deck that everyone else is playing, that can hold its own. I find that to be very important when finding deck, or trying to build my own decks. Unfortunately, it means that I'm consistently not playing the top tier decks. I'd put this deck in probably tier 1.5. It's good enough to win, and win quite a bit, but against certain other types of decks, armor and life drain particularly, it does not have a winning record. It can beat them, but it's not going to reliably beat them. Somebody with more skill than I may come through and pilot this deck and do amazing things, or tweak it, see something that I've missed that opens up more potential. I may be too beholden to keeping the 2 Rage of Cadrises in the deck. That is entirely possible. It may benefit by scrubbing the Scorchmane and adding the Indie Gamer 500. Thank you for following. I greatly appreciate it. My follower count is my self-esteem. So the more followers I have, the better I feel about myself. Oh, let's see here. I don't know if you noticed it, but I've gone through I've gone through 5 versions of this deck so far. This was my first attempt at it, and my first attempt did not have Dozer. I think that was a mistake. I found Dozer to be a very effective card in this deck. But you'll see that it looks very similar. I had Burnouts in here, and I had Phoenixes. And I had more of some cards. Everything else that was in the original version is still in there, although I only have, for example, 2 Malice Hermits, 2 Shatterbolts. I think everything else is the same. Where did I land on version 3? Still had Phoenixes in at this point. There was where I was trying the Windspark Elemental. I started out in, I think my second version, I put 3 in it, and then I cut it down to 1, and I cut it entirely. But yeah, if you want to see the evolution of a deck, it's interesting. I need to rename this, because this is what I have christened on the ladder side as Angry Dreamers. Rage for anger, Dream Tree for the dreamers. Oh my gosh. If Alyssa were Utera, I would just love it. Whenever 4-faction construction comes up again, I will probably just take this deck, stick Alyssa in it, and see how it runs. Xavier Kioth, both are possible. I debuted this deck on my stream, what, a week and a half ago now? I was playing it the week before the Green Gauntlet, so 2 weeks ago now. So Moon Fever, the 2 copies thing, yes and no. Most of the cards that I have 2 copies of in my current iteration are more situational cards. The core cards of the deck I keep at 3, with the exception of Malice Hermit. But 3 Dream Trees, 3 Brimstones, 3 Frostmanes. Those are the cards that I prefer to play as the game goes on. Firestorm for free plays. My situational cards, I'm only running 2 Dendrophytes to deal with large threats, or free plays early on that are where I can replace a Dream Tree and get value out of the Dream Tree's body instead of just its ability. 2 Malice Hermits just because I had to cut 1 more card at some point. 2 Rage of Codresses because while the deck does have a large portion of Tempest, there were plenty of times that I was drawing Rage of Codress when I had Malice Hermit and Dozers on the board, which means that I was better off drawing anything other than Rage of Codress. So it cut down to 2 because it's more situational. And nothing says you are doomed like seeing 3 Rage of Codresses in a hand when all your creatures are Utera, which happened to me with this deck when I had 3 in it. 2 Dozers because I was trying to maintain that heavier focus on Tempest creatures for the Rage. The 1 Windweaver is basically this deck's Howl of Zith. If I get down to the late game, Windweaver gives me a lot of reach. It can also give me some really powerful surprise Rage plays. But it's a one-off because it's kind of my I want to clinch the game now card rather than a card I want to play at every player level. 2 Scorchmanes because I don't want 3. I don't ever want to see myself getting 3 Scorchmanes in player level 1. If I play 3 Scorchmane eggs in player level 1, I'm probably going to lose. I'll just be far too far behind on board. And since I don't want to level all 3 in player level 1, that means that best case I have 1 or 2 06 cards in my deck at player level 2 that I don't want. Awesome. Thanks, Xavier. So Moon Fever, it's a lot of balancing. I've gone through several iterations of this deck, and more than just the 5 here. There are a few of them that I overwrote because I had made some stupid decisions or decided that I didn't even want to save it for record keeping. But you want to put 3 of the critical cards and have enough situational cards, like the Shatterbolt. It's going to be, it has 2 purposes. One, is a closer, gives me a little bit of reach, like the Borean Windweaver. And two, it deals with the high armor, almost instant kill Aloyan creatures. So any of the 5/1 with 5 armors, or the if it takes any damage at all, it dies creature that the armor decks love to build off of, Shatterbolt just takes care of that creature. So if they invest multiple cards into it, you can kill it off without too much effort. Dendrify solves all of your build a monster problems and serves the dual purpose of giving you a 7/7 by replacing your Dream Tree, etc., etc. I hope that answered your question, Moonfever. Oh, let's see here. There are 2 matches still going on. Wookie Mike has beat OKJ 1 game. They're playing their second. Holtzbrett and Stifer are 1-1. And Nurk lost his match, so I think any hope I have of winning the tiebreaker is now out. Not that I actually know what the tiebreaker is. All right, 1 match to go until the next round, and that will probably be my final round. It's getting late. It's now 10:13 my time, and I have to be up in the morning for work. Oh. Yeah, if anybody has any thoughts on this deck, let me know. Pretty happy with where it's landed, but I know there's probably still improvements that could be made to it by somebody more skilled in deck construction than I am. I do appreciate the ideas on the Higher Mystic, this guy, and the Leyline Tyrant as ways to try and counter the Life Drain deck. And if this guy's stats were +1/+1 at every level, it would be a lot different. Same with Leyline Tyrant. If his stats were +1 at every level, it would be a lot different, because then it could take out Crypt Conjurer. Like, if he just had 1 more attack, you would get the ability to ambush in front of Crypt Conjurer and kill it on level and live. That's all I want. 1 more attack. And then he goes up considerably in value against the Life Drain deck. But because he doesn't have that 1 more attack, they gain their life. Even if he does spawn in front of the Crypt Conjurer, isn't strong enough to kill it on your turn, and your opponent then gets a follow-up turn to kill it before the Crypt Conjurer dies. Which is just disappointing. I see people discussing Stasis Warden decks in chat. I so wish I could go up against a Stasis Warden deck with this deck. It murders it horribly. I've hit Stasis Warden several times in Constructed Q with this one. It is a deck that I have a very high win rate against, just because I can murder the Stasis Wardens with the board wipes at will, and they don't really have an answer to it. And I out-level them by playing more cards than they do. It's just a lot of fun. I quite thoroughly enjoy playing against Stasis Warden. Build the Robot Guardian Marty deck, but I don't have 3 Martys. Yeah, I don't know what deck Lane 1 was playing, but let's see here. Oh gosh, the Robot Guardian deck is just so terrible. Ugh. It would look something like this. 3 Martys. Forge Guardian. 3 Forge Guardian Alphas. 3 Forge Guardian Betas. 3 Forge Guardian Deltas. Your deck is now at... Gosh, 3 Forge Guardian Gammas. 39 cards. That's why this deck never works. You want to put as much overload in it as possible to thin it out. Let's see here. Get rid of that and that. So you put in 3 War Machines. Put in 3 Edicts. Just to survive. Put in 3 Perilous Insights. Put in 3 Burnouts. And with Perilous Insights, you might as well throw in 3 Energy Surges. And that's the deck. That is not a good deck. Not a good deck at all. It's actually a pretty terrible deck. But, for what it's worth, that's what the deck would look like. At least that's my starting point. Dragonaut, I considered that, and I haven't actually gotten myself to play through it yet. It could work. I think you might be trying to be too cute with it, but it might work. I may tinker with that some this weekend. Jelly Paladin.